What is up, crawler fans, RC enthusiasts, and social media surfers? I'm your boy Josh with Texoma RC. Those are buddies, and that's Maximus, the beast mode. Oh my gosh, dude. So freaking good. Best Scx24 I've ever driven. Oh my gosh, this link set made it amazing. Oh my gosh, dude. Maximus was a gladiator. We will put a body back on him at some point, but right now we're representing beast mode. That's what we're calling the wide body kit. And still trying to determine exactly how I want to go about doing this because I did come out with a new rail. I had called it Nessie. And so what I'm going to do, I think we're going to keep both sets of rails. We're going to keep, it's going to continue to be the Slayer Basic, right? Slayer Basic and the Cage Slayer Basic. So that'll be the old style, the OG rails. And then we're going to have the Slayer Pro. So that's what this is running. I did build him as a Slayer at first. That's what I was going to try to do. But I built a new SOA riser in the front, and it just doesn't work with the old rail. So I had to swap him over. So these are still actually the sliders from the Slayer. They don't quite fit, and I think that's actually what's really hanging up right here. Just not quite the right fit. And then also on the front of the transmission skid, it's not quite like rounded up high enough. So little changes, dude. So these are all prototypes I've been driving this week. And I'm hoping by tomorrow that I will be able to have all this stuff sorted, all the parts to where they need to be, so that I can show everything off on the table and do a full breakdown of where we are today, what you need to buy to add to your kit. I'm hoping again within tomorrow. So this week, today's Wednesday, and so I'm hoping that by Friday that everything will be ready to go. You guys can pick up some new Slayer parts, dude. So the Slayer Pro is freaking amazing. That's what I'm driving in both of these rigs. You see Max. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. We're running 43 millimeter shocks. Lizard Pro 3S, Nano Beast. Terrible gear mesh. If you hear when I back up, that's what it is. Just a terrible gear mesh. It just maybe was loose. I thought I tightened it up and it worked, but there's a spot, I guess, that maybe the gear or something isn't quite even or parallel or whatever, concentric. And so on one spot it does barely just start to miss in binding. So oh dude, just pushing it. I had no plans, no lines to go on. I was just wanting to see where this thing would go, like just push it forward and see where it would go and what it could do. Just absolutely like crazy. I hadn't driven a flexi rig in a minute, and Maximus is flexi with those 43 millimeter shocks. So look at that thing. Oh my gosh. So how did we come to this link set? This is the link set that I made for the CR18P. It's not actually exactly the 18P link set because when I made the front upper link, I did it by memory, and I was short by about 2 millimeters, I think, versus what the link that they send with the shocks, their upgrade kit. And so it was even more, but it was perfect. It ended up being perfect for the 18P. If you just watch how the axles move, you don't have a lot of drive shaft slide. They swing amazing, so good. So we're just trying to go up right here. Unfortunately, I'm about to run out of battery. I'd been building this thing, and I thought I had charged it, and I remembered after it died that I'd only charged it up enough just to run it the first time I tested it, not full charge. So, oh well, dude, that's okay, dude. Great fun. Now we get to drive the 18P. So, this thing is again Lizard Pro 3S AGF RC. Again, same servo. Only difference, this is running brushed with the Hobby Plus CR18 transmission and motor with the metal gears. So at least for the setup, I need to dial in the settings on my brushless for slow crawling. I actually prefer this. Like, you know, it's not the 18P that I prefer, you know, necessarily, which I do. It's absolutely amazing. and obviously it's way wider than Maximus, but like what I like better is it just goes slow, dude. Like I like the brush, I like the feel, I like when you know, I just like it, dude. And so I needed to check out more motors. Still haven't had a chance to do that, but that's what happens when you making new parts all the time, dude. So coming along, I got a few more just going through to check, dude. Like I said, today hopefully everything will be double checked and make sure everything fits right, and should be good to go, dude. Got new sliders. I hadn't even seen them. Oh no, I did see them. They were rad. But we made new sliders for the Pro. We made a new shock tower in the rear so that the sliders don't go all the way back. And work with both sets, the Slayer Basic and Slayer Pro. Look at, oh my gosh, dude. That was my bad. I pinched the front tire and it flipped me off. If I wouldn't have pinched the tire right there, I could have been fine. But when it came down and I started to turn and throttle back, it just grabbed it and flipped me off the rock. My bad, guy. Sorry, buddy. We got to come up with a name for this guy, too. It is a bad, bad boy. Bad boy.
Fun little rock, dude.
Maximus is too. Don't get me wrong, dude. Maximus is like, I can't wait to get him just dialed in. That last little few things, dude. I can't wait to try it out. Best Scx24 already that I've ever driven by far. Maximus was amazing as a gladiator at the wood chassis. Like just so fun, so good, and like went up notches. Like not just one. Multiple notches going to the new cage. Like it was just dramatic. So anyways, I cannot wait to show off more, dude. We get the rear shock tower done. This one is not running this shock tower. This has the sliders that went all the way back. I thought that was a cool design and it kept it clean. But when I made the sliders for the basic, the old rail, I did not do that, and because I didn't have the same stuff, right? I didn't have the servo mount with the for the riser and everything. So, but I like this now. So now you can, the whole kit you can just buy. The only difference is the sliders. Everything else is a wide body kit. So you can just buy the cage for your cage Slayer. You can buy a wide body kit. The only difference is you're not going to be able to run the new servo mount. So. Everything will be the same, but I also wouldn't, so I also made a new skid for the links, right? So my new links work with the new skid. I don't know about how they would work with the old skid. We can try that. Maybe it would be awesome as well. But I know that it's not going to work quite the same because the way that it sits, right? The way the skid sits, and how the links are being used. So I may need a new front upper link. I was trying to turn up there the first time. I wanted to go up and over to the rock that my high side is on. So that's why I messed up. And then I just went ahead and just pushed it through. Like I said, man, I had no real intentions. It was mostly just, can you do it? No, just push through, keep it going. Look at that, bro. Like, oh, I love these things. Oh my gosh, dude. The new servo mount on Maximus for the Scx24, it's the lowest I've ever seen. He's so low, and then it has plenty of dropout. Like, absolutely plenty with the new links. They round out so freaking good. Look at the overdrive just coming from the slightly bigger tires, dude. It's almost perfect, I would say. Like, just a little more would be rad. Just with like that front end to pull, just a little more, dude. But it's also crazy stable, crazy predictable. Does exactly what you wanted. I love these tires, but in this setup. And then I also love these rims. Like the difference, I would like to see, I need to get Maximus on a set of these rims. The other rims are the Mofo adaptable rims. These are the Hobby Plus adaptable rims. And these are freaking rad. What's different about them, obviously they have a huge rim, but then they also have an even huger insert inside. So if you've seen like the Hard Park, some of the big wheels that are out there, it's basically like that, but you still see the sidewall on the inside. And the biggest reason is for that is to protect the plastic edges so that the, it's not, the plastic is not going to take sharp impacts on the corners and break them. So should be good to go on these rims. These rims are definitely the Mofo ones. I need to put a little more attention into, I think, and just make sure that they're good to go. But these things right here are absolutely amazing, and love them. So I need to try a few different sets of tires. I'd never ran it, but I have put even down to like a 56 millimeter tire on it, and so you could run like a little shorty sporty, and like a little tiny one. Be pretty rad. Maybe like on a CR24, be rad. Be super rad. So, man, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope that you guys are having a great week. It's halfway through the week, dude. We can do it. I hope you guys are getting ready to get out with the buddies this weekend. Speaking of which, we got comps coming up, dude. I got the Rig Killer comp this weekend, and so that's 10 scale, and I'm not ready this weekend to run comps myself there, but I will be setting up. I will be trying to advertise for the comps that are upcoming. I'll probably try to have some cars. Well, I will have all of my cars ready. I will have gates set up so these guys that are coming in can see and run gates with my cars just to test. So maybe we can get some footage of that. We'll see, dude. I know when I get going in that situation and it's all new, I have a real hard time pulling the camera out. So still a little self-conscious when nobody's around and nobody's looking, dude. I got this, filming stuff, when there's new people and all this type of stuff and new situations that I never been in, I get a little bit self-conscious. Get a little uncomfortable, don't know what to do. And so we're learning, dude. That's what we got to do. You just got to keep doing it, got to keep going forward, make it up as you go, and make corrections afterwards, and then we'll try again. So here we go, dude. Look at this thing. It's freaking bad, dude. I love this line right here. It's so hard. All of this stuff is so hard. If you don't put the tires in the right spot, you don't go, man. It's pretty simple. One thing I just saw right there. So there's a fair amount of slop in the system, in the drivetrain, in the Hobby Plus, like most, like the FMS also. And like Scx24s, when you have brass and stuff, and you have brass hubs or not hubs, but the brass hexes, these type of things, there can end up being quite a bit of slop. Most of the time, it's not never noticeable. There's a couple times that you do have to learn it, and it can present a problem when you're not used to it and you haven't, mastered it. But after a while, it's not a problem. And then also, what made me think of it is that it allows for turning in situations where one tire, where like maybe an inside tire will kind of sit and not go anywhere, while the outside tire will drive and begin to spin it around. So it looks, as I watched it, it actually looks like it's helping in ways that you wouldn't expect. And so it's just one of those things that you're like, oh, it's bad. Well, not necessarily, dude. You just got to learn what it is and what it does. And like that, it does amazing freaking things. When you're rolling up to an edge, when you're cresting a peak, that's where you have to be careful, right? Because it's going to go up and you're driving the wheel, and then as soon as it goes up, and it's going to begin to unweight, and it's going to want to roll to the slack, right? And so it's going to want to be on the front side, like on the braking side, right? Not on the driving side, as far as how the engagement of the drivetrain. And so as that transition from driving to braking and using like drag brake down the hill, you just got to be careful. But once you learn it, bro, like it's absolutely butter. So good. So, again, with these rigs, I can't give prices because, the chassis, I don't even know how much it's going to cost, but it's nothing crazy, man. Like, with all these links and everything, and, it's not going to be crazy, but you're talking about a brushed rig versus a brushless rig. That's the biggest difference here. With the CR18 being brushed and the Scx24 Maximus being brushless, that's going to be driver preference. But as far as what needs to go into the car to get it to balance and get it to perform, Maximus took a lot of weight to be able to get it to be even. so we can play with those things. But the SCX24 is just going to take more work, and now you're going to have to replace the front axle completely. So depending on how things go and how Nick's prices are, it's probably just going to be best if you're going to build, if you're really going to build it, the cheapest is probably going to build from scratch and just buy the parts, buy the new stuff from Nick at Mofo, and build the baddest 124 scale you ever seen, man. So we'll see once that comes, man, we can have a real battle between the Slayers, or between all Slayers. We're going to do that anyways soon, but we need that other part to really make it even. And when those come in, it will be an even match between all of these rigs and axles. So other than that, I love the SCX24. Let me back up here. I had this little rock, I threw it in here. This is the King's Throne. And so I ran it over and I was like, hey, dude, I'm gonna back it up, dude. There we go. It's a rightful place for the Goldilocks, bro. Man, I sure do appreciate you guys hanging out. I just had to get some stuff out, get this out, and I will break all this stuff down for you, man. Rip till you flip, homies. Y'all have a great one. Peace.